Huskies got it done in week 1 and they stay unbeaten at home in the Brett Larson era. I'm your host, Nik Speliopoulos, and it's time for another edition of Huskies Weekend Preview. In week 1 in an exhibition game against the University of Alberta, power play goals were the theme of the night for the Huskies, and in the first period, who else other than senior captain Jack Ashan getting an unassisted power play goal. In the second, Easton Brodzinski stole the show, adding 2 goals of the night for him. Some tosses up in the air on who got that last goal in the waning seconds of the second period. Sorry, Sam. Easton got his stick on it. And in the third period, Yami Kranilla, the freshman, getting it done on the power play, adding his first career collegiate goal. Congratulations, Yami. Huskies take this one 4-2. Now joining me is Mick Hatten from the Rink Live. Mick, in week 1, we got our first impressions of this large freshman class for the Huskies. What impressed you most about their play in game 1?
I think the first thing that kind of strikes you is just their speed and their talent level. You saw guys out there making plays right away, in particular the forwards. There's a lot of forwards in this freshman group, and 2 guys I guess that kind of stood out a little bit for me out of the freshmen were Yami Kranilla, the center who was listed on the 4th line, and then Zach Okabe, who played right wing on the top line with Sam Henches and Easton Brodzinski. I thought both those guys made plays and were playing at a pretty high level for their first time on a college ice surface.
And now shifting the focus to the goaltending, David Rennick was scratched against Alberta. Castor left the game with an unapparent injury. What does the goaltending situation look like for the Huskies?
Yeah, Jackson Castor is kind of battling a lower body injury right now. He's not going to be available this weekend. It sounds like maybe the next weekend, but more likely it sounds like maybe in a couple of weeks. So that puts Joe Lamoureux into the backup role for sure. I mean, there's some good competition going on between all 3 goaltenders. We're going to get our first look here at David Rennick for this season here on Friday against Bemidji State. Talking with Brett Larson yesterday, I asked him, well, what's kind of the plan for this weekend, and he said, well, we're going to start David on Friday, and then we'll see. So we'll see.
And now looking forward to Bemidji State, who do you have your eye on as the Huskies take on the Beavers?
Yeah, I really think there's 3 guys I'm real curious to kind of watch here this opening weekend. Sam Henches has gotten off to a real solid start. I thought he was arguably their best forward kind of down the stretch last season, which is saying something when you're talking about St. Cloud State's forwards. He's really playing at a high level, and they've been very impressed. The coaching staff's been very impressed with just what he's bringing to practice every single day. And then Spencer Meyer on defense is moving into a bigger role than he had last season. With the graduation, you're going to see a lot more time for him on the special teams, in particular on the power play. He saw some time on the power play in the exhibition game, so it'll be fun to see what he kind of brings to that second power play unit. And then we're going to get our first look here at David Rennick for this season. They've talked to the goalie coach has talked about how David has kind of taken his attention to detail up a different notch here this season, and so we'll see if that's going to pay off. He had a very good season last season, but he's hoping to kind of take that next step.
Thanks, Mick. Again, with Mick Hatten, I'm Nik Speliopoulos, and that's been your edition of Huskies Weekend Preview.